I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how Akutami just did this to mess with his fans. To which I say, yet again, you guys are underestimating how much Akutami has planned out when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen. By no means am I saying Jujutsu Kaisen is flawless, but if you go back and read the previous chapters, a lot of the paneling does make sense. Such as this instance right here, whenever Gojo is coming down the stairs and all of the students are nervous to approach him, not only because of his cursed technique, but because they know what would happen if he loses. And because it's Sukuna, him losing is still a possibility despite the fact that they all think that Gojo's the strongest. But as we know from Todo, they didn't share a large majority of the plans, especially the desperate ones, to Yuji. Which is why Yuji is completely unaffected by Gojo's aura and simply says, Gojo, your curse technique's in the way, and wants to give him a pat on the back. And then and only then is when Gojo actually releases his curse technique so that him and the rest of the students could pat him on the back. Showing that despite the fact that Gojo was still their teacher, they all knew the inhumane thing they'd have to do if he lost. Not only that, but every single time Gojo was in a tricky situation against Sukuna, Yuta was the one who was having the biggest reaction. Don't get me wrong, they were all completely invested into it and they all didn't want Gojo to lose, but go back through the paneling and Yuta is the one who has the biggest reactions every single time. Whether it was the domain expansion clash battles or noticing that Gojo was going to be overheating himself by constantly using RCT on his brain to restore his domain expansion and curse technique. Because he knew that if Gojo lost, he would be the one who would have to take over Gojo's body and he didn't want to have to do that. And if you read all of that without knowing the plan for what they were going to do with Gojo's body, you'd probably just think, oh, Yuta super cares about Gojo like the rest of the students. But then you get revealed about the plan, and then it all starts to come together as why Yuji acted the way that he did and why Yuta acted the way that he did during all of these scenes that I just mentioned. So again, you may not like the writing of Yuta taking over Gojo's body, but you can't say that it hasn't been consistent and that Akutami hasn't been showing in his own way that there was something else going on and just it was revealed later to us instead. So Caleb, I don't think that Yuji knew about the plan. And Alex, because I don't think he knew about the plan, I don't think he's going to become this monster. I think he's going to highly disapprove of the plan when he realizes Yuta in Gojo's body, but he'll play along because they need to defeat Sukuna.